Hello and welcome to the Black App Bushcraft channel. It's a beautiful day outside. We've got snow falling. It's been falling for about an hour or so now. It's coming down hard. So I had the afternoon off and I figured it'd be a great time to go out into these woods here. You're looking through the windshield of my truck. Try to set up a tarp and get a fire going and maybe put some coffee on the boil, maybe do a little cooking. Stick with me. I'm going to start heading that way. I'm carrying my Swiss Mountain rucksack today. It's rubberized, so it's perfect for days where we got precipitation like we got today. Got my shelter set up, just a couple minutes time. It's got a nice space now that I can get up under and do some fire prep and also get my tools out of the snow. There's a nice deer scrape here just outside of my camp. You can see that's been maintained. And what I came over here for is this right here is fat wood, and I've collected from this particular spot before. I'm going to get out my axe. I think I'll just take this limb right here. This whole piece right here is going to be solid fat wood. So I'm going to crack into that, and that's going to be the magic that helps me get my fire. So up under my shelter, obviously there's a lot of snow on the ground, and I didn't have a ground cloth with me. I found an old tarp about 50 feet from my camp, one that was left from years ago. So I just cut me a little ground cloth here to go up under my shelter. And the tarp had holes all in it, so I just cut off a piece and tried to flop the snow off, and that's going to be my ground cloth or my moisture barrier. I've got a little wool rug that I always carry in my pack, and it'll give me a place to sit and do fire prep. In addition to my knife, the tools that I brought today are my Grans Forest Brook small forest axe and my Boreal 21 folding buck saw. I'm just carrying that on my shoulder with the Campcraft Outfitters waxed canvas sling bag. That's a perfect bag for conditions like today. And this folding buck saw is definitely a good option as far as saws go in the wintertime. We all like our Baco Laplander folding saws, but when you really need to do some cutting, to me, this one fits the bill. Alright, now I got some of that fat wood that I can cut into, break it down into some smaller pieces. I still got plenty left if I need it. And I'm going to use the axe here. You can see what the inside of that stuff looks like. It's not the best that I found around here, but it's not bad either. This stuff isn't super rich with its sap, resin I should say. But hopefully it'll still work. I've got another piece of this fat wood here I'm going to cut into. And I think this is going to be a better piece. I can already tell by the way the saw is skirting on it. It's quite a bit more dense. I was being ultra careful not to let that saw skip out and hit my hand. And this piece is so short I didn't really want to go through the saw like that. Although that is always a good idea. Oh, much better. Much better. This will be the stuff that I needed for a day like today. Get one more little piece cut off here. Man, that piece right there weighs like a pound. That little bitty piece. Some good stuff. Alright, sometimes when your hands are cold, like mine are right now, you lose a little bit of coordination. So rather than using my knife, I'm going to use my axe here. And the way I'm going to do that is just use this baton and baton into this fat wood. And I think that that will be a safer and easier way to do this. This is some really good fat wood. I'm glad to find that. I cut it short on purpose just to make it easier to split down. We don't have to split it down too far, just to get some ridges that I can scrape with my knife. Alright, I split open this piece of tulip poplar to give me a place that I can kind of catch the shavings. Just use the spine of my knife with this fat wood. And I should be able to collect up enough to get a fire started. Alright, in relatively short order here, I've got a nice pile of shavings. And when you're using this method to make fat wood shavings, key is to keep moving. Just like when you make a feather stick, you're creating a ridge. As long as you just kind of keep turning that stuff, you'll keep hitting new ridges, which makes it shave off just a little bit easier. And it's not necessary 100%, it just makes the job easier. Alright, now that I got plenty of that fat wood dust shaved off, I'm just going to create some fat wood curls, which will burn just a little bit longer than the dust. Help to extend that initial ignition for my fire lay. In my mind, fat wood is the absolute king of fire resources, at least for my area. You know, tulip poplar bark and other things like that are great resources, but fat wood will get it done when nothing else will. And if you know how to find fat wood, even in conditions like today, you can find exactly what you need to get a fire started. This will help to ignite bigger pieces with the extended burn time. See what I'm getting there? That piece will ignite right up with those curls like that. So you can see the problem with the firewood here is everything's getting covered with snow, and therefore it'll become wet. And I am once again using this pine resource because I feel like it'll probably be one of my best opportunities here. Collect up some of these small branches, try to shake the snow off. Hopefully it'll work. Alright, see if I can get this stuff ignited with my ferro rod. Almost had it. There we go. There's so much moisture in this material, it's going to make this difficult. The good thing is I got plenty of fat wood, so I can utilize that, and that gives me an advantage. And normally I would just throw a whole bunch of stuff up here at one time, but being that everything's so wet, you just kind of have to nurse this and take your time to build it up. And it'll build up. Just got to be patient and get it hot enough that it'll burn this wet wood. And stuff's covered with a little bit of ice and snow, so I don't want to throw too much wet stuff on it at one time and snuff it out. Once the fire's hot enough, it'll burn it whether it's wet or not, of course. Just being patient. And again, thank goodness for that fat wood, because that's what makes this possible, really. That stuff gives you that extended burn to get things hot. As far as me, I'm not cold at all. I've just got this thin outer shell. On the inside, I've got 100% LL Bean wool sweater, heavyweight sweater. And under that, I got a thin base layer of wool, 100%. I think I'm going to be good. It's just a matter of nursing it. You can see how covered in ice and snow this wood is, and that's why this is a slow process. Alright, so I got a nice good fire built up here. It's just a matter of maintaining it and nursing it now. Again, as it's snowing, more moisture is constantly being introduced to my fire lay, so that makes things a little challenging too. You got to keep that fire hot so that way it can handle that moisture coming in and still keep enough heat to cause combustion. Now I'm going to just collect up some more wood, keep building this up. I'll bring you back. Alright, so you can see now that I've got a nice sustainable fire going. I got a lot of heat coming off this fire. I can throw wet stuff on here and that fire's hot enough, and I've got enough coals down at the bottom that it can continue to eat even with that moist material. This stuff is burning as big as my arm at least, and it feels really nice actually after being out here for a while getting cool. But I did want to take the opportunity to get out here and just kind of test myself while the snow was falling, just see if I could get back here and get a little camp set up. And now it's actually quite cozy because I've got a place that I can get out of the snow, and I've got heat. I could warm up some water, make coffee, cook. I can give myself some of those comforts, and as long as I keep this fire going, I know I'll be fine out here. Alright, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to come along for this informal video. I know nothing groundbreaking here, but I found out late in the afternoon, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that I was going to be able to have some time off of work today. So I wanted to take the opportunity while it was coming down, while the snow was coming down, to get out here and just see if I could get a fire going while things are coated in the snow, but also while more snow's falling. Put up this shelter here, just very quick, emergency type shelter. Do some basic materials processing, test my tools, and test myself, and in elements that I don't normally get a chance to do that in. And so this was a fun opportunity for that. I'm sure you can tell it's starting to get dark out here. So I don't know how well the videos are going to show up, but I'm just going to sit here a while, enjoy the warmth of the fire. I'm not staying here tonight. Just wanted to get out for a while this afternoon, and then once it's dark, I'll head back home after a while. Anyhow, I appreciate your interest and your support. Thanks for coming along, and of course, I plan to be talking to you with another video again as soon as I have the opportunity. Until that one, you guys take care, and as always, God bless.